I mean, you've been champ at 154. What do you think of Charlo and J-Rock?
That's a tough fight, man. That's a hard fight for either one of them. The only thing that's tough about the J-Rock situation is that his body of work isn't as good as Charlo's. You know, Charlo has fought some better name opponents, but J-Rock is technically sound. He's very good. He's strong. He's big. So that's a tough fight, man, for both of them. That's a crowd fight. It's a good fight. That's a tough fight, man. It's a fans fight, so I'm interested to see it. Hopefully, knock on wood, nobody gets hurt, nobody gets cut. We got a couple weeks, so hopefully it just goes as planned. That's a good fight, though.
Is that a fight like Badu's where it determines who the best fighter in the division is? I mean, it's not a unification like Badu and Miguel, but
there's so many good guys in the division. I don't know if that one fight can define it. It's a lot of, and those guys haven't been dominating long enough to say if they're the best. You know, it's.
Demetrius
you got
he might be the best.
But Badu,
he hasn't been fighting enough.
Badu and DeGo has pretty much wiped a lot of guys out, the top guys out of their division. So they can come together. Whereas I would think those guys would need to beat some more names to kind of make that claim. And you can't make that claim, and truly, unless you beat Lara. You know, he right now, to me, he's the best in the division. So until he's been doing it actually longer. Right. I didn't think he beat Canelo, but a lot of people did. So you can't really just say, oh, this fight's going to determine who the best and look past Lara. He's been there. He's been beating a lot of people. And right now, I would have to say he's the best in the division. Until somebody beats him, you can't really make that claim off one fight.
Who are you, Lean? Who is your pick, though, for Charlo and J-Rock?
Man, I would have, right now, 45, 45, Charlo. That's what I would have to say. But, it's not, by no means I can close. It could be 50-50. It's a close fight, man. It's very close. I can't say it. Like I said, the only thing that worries me about J-Rock is he hasn't been in there with somebody that big, that strong, and that's tough, man. And you just know the difference. You know the difference of levels and the difference of guys. No matter how good you are, you just know. Like when I know I'm fighting a young guy, I just know it's a total different. It's just levels. I don't worry about the young guys like that, even though they're bigger. A lot of these junior middleweights, they're bigger, they're strong, they're fast. It's just when you're fighting at a certain level, it's the difference than when you're fighting at the B level, and that's the only thing that worries me about J-Rock.
Badu, would you want to fight Triple G? And what would happen in that fight?
He's not gonna say he's gonna lose.
No.
What would happen in that fight? He'll knock me out.
No. Do you think you would outbox him? Do you think you could stop him? Do you think?
I don't know. Right now we've got James together.
That's true.
So I don't think about anybody else.
Would that size play a role, though? I mean, big super middleweight. He's not the biggest middleweight in the world.
I believe so, but he's got a lot of power and he's very strong. So we have to wait and see. But right now, like I said, we're focusing what's in front of us.
Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia. Gonna come up.
That's another good one, man.
Break that fight down, Ishe.
Most people lean towards Keith,
fight. No, I Danny, I gotta lean towards Danny, because his body of work is a lot better. People forget about all the names he's beaten because of the lows he has in his career, where he'll fight like 2 great fights and then he'll fight somebody that, why is he fighting that guy? Well, every guy you fight can't be A+, you know what I'm saying? But not a lot of people picked him to beat Khan at the time he fought Khan. Not a lot of people picked him to beat Matisse either. A lot of people always go against him, so I'm not gonna go against that man. And I was one of the ones on Twitter when they first announced he was fighting that last guy, and then they announced that he was possibly gonna fight Keith Thurman next. I was the only one defending him, saying that, hey man, get a dude a pass. His body of work has been great.
Right.
If he's fighting Keith Thurman next, you can't really rag on him about this opponent. And y'all fans are, oh no, it's not right. And then look, he's fighting Keith Thurman next. So I think Danny gets a bad rap, man. He's beating a lot of people. He has had a couple gimmies, but shit, if you're fighting tough guys, you gotta get in between, man. He's beat a lot of people. You can't knock that. He's beat a lot of people, man. Fights he wasn't supposed to win, he's won. So, I mean, and he fought the Peterson. That was another tough fight for him. And you could say, well, we think he lost that fight. I mean, at the end of the day, he's not the judge.
Right.
If the decision is close, he's getting them, oh well. He single-handedly beat Matisse. He single-handedly beat Khan. Those wasn't even, you couldn't even debate those. So any fight that you can debate that he's got maybe a decision he shouldn't have got, well, that's not his fault. We get in the ring and we fight. Like it wasn't, he beat the shit out of Butte. One of the judges said it was a draw. I mean, it ended up being a draw. Two of the judges said it was a draw. So I think he can't control that. All the fans know he won.
Right.
So you can't really say what's what. You know, you just got to go in there and fight the fight. We have no intake on the judges. We can't determine nothing what them stupid ass judges do sometimes. But I like Garcia, man. He's done. Like I said, he's always rise to the occasion, and I'm definitely not betting against him in this fight.
If you guys ever did get a decision you felt, speaking about that, if you ever did get a decision you felt maybe you didn't deserve, would you ever say that publicly, or would you?
Absolutely not. Because look, I feel like the game owes me one. Look, I've been on the bad end of a couple of decisions.
Right.
Even on the contender, I lost to Sergio Moore with a split decision. You know, I lost to Danny Jacobs in a close fight. I lost to Fernando Guerrero, where a lot of people thought I won. So shit, if I get one and they said I got a gift, I'm due one. Shit, I'll be like, hey, that's how it works. That's the part of the game.
Has you been in the ring with Danny? How do you see that fight, him and Keith Thurman?
I think it's a good fight. You know, they're both champions. With Danny, as Ishe said, he's fought a lot of great fighters. You know, there's some fights that a lot of folks thought he shouldn't have won, but like Danny's fought a who's who. Like while he's been around, he's fought everybody. And you know, Keith, he just coming off a very good win with Sean. So he's feeling good, but you can't write off Danny because he always gets the job done. So I think it's an even fight, but I side with him because he's fought the better opponents.
Style-wise, is it going to hurt Danny that people perceive he has slow feet? Can't cut the ring off that good, and Keith, people would think is going to move on him.
He's had slow feet for years. Hasn't stopped him from getting wins. You know, he's still got that left hook, that right hand, and like Keith might want to bang with him. Like we don't know the tactics, what Keith is going to take in there. Keith could try to outbox him, but he might want to show that he is like the dominant welterweight champ, and he might want to bang with him and outbang him. So we really don't know like what they, because we know that Danny can box. That's what he done with Lucas, so he can box, you know. So I think it's an even fight, but I just side with Danny because he's fought the better opponent.